Thank you very much. We'll clap differently. Mathematics students will clap using mathematics. We clap using something called 3 factorial. I don't know how many of you can manage, but put your phones aside. Just keep your hands ready. 3 factorial, please, for conjugate. Let's do it. Watch away. Let's try it again. Yes. Thank you very much, conjugate. Next, let's take a few moments and listen to Jorum.
Good evening, everyone. My story is not a great story like what my sister has shared. Mine is very humble story. It began in high school. I received a certain kind of information which made me curious. I came from a very small town, and there was not so much inspiration from that little town. And all of a sudden, I found myself in Arusha, surrounded by people who travel far in their mind and in their soul. So every week during discipleship lessons, I could receive information about Jesus, and I know it is not by accident that we have met here along the shores of Indian Ocean to talk about such a great man. All the 3 monotheistic religion, they talk about Jesus. So I was introduced to Jesus in a very special way, and that information made me curious, and I just had to read the Bible by myself. And one time I landed into the message of Jesus, Sermon on the Mountain. And there's a certain part in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus is speaking to his disciples. And to the people who are listening to him, you are the light of the world and you're salt of the earth. As a poor boy from poor background, listening to those words from Jesus, then I started to ask myself questions. Can a person like me become a light of the world or a salt of the earth? And if I'm going to become that kind of light that penetrates into the darkness, or that kind of salt that preserves the earth, what was I supposed to do? So I was meditating and thinking about these big questions as I was graduating from a certain school on top of the mountain in Arusha and finding my own ways and facing the world outside. And then during the time of graduation, there was a wonderful song I will never forget. It's called Carry Your Candle and Go to the darkness and, let your light shine, something like that, similar to the message of Christ. And then I went to the university now. I was pondering then, what is next? I've heard this great information from great people. And if I'm going to become relevant in this country called Tanzania, what am I supposed to do? And there are points I doubted myself, because nobody from my family ever told me that I was the light of the world or something like salt of the earth. These things were higher for me. When I started to reach out to secondary school and high school, speaking to students, and kind of after sharing, I could feel something within me, like a sense of joy, the kind of joy that I could not explain. And then I started to think perhaps I can become that kind of light in my society. So it began with a sense of conviction and a belief system. It's regardless where you come from, if you truly believe in the message of Christ, and then you start to think about him, there's a way he helps people. And then I saw a huge opportunity in Tanzania. Elders are passing day after day. And we used to have old men in Tanzania. People used to listen from them. They were very genuine and honest. But some of them, because of time and the natural selection, they are no longer there. Then I asked myself, if I was to become relevant to Tanzania, what are some of the things that I can learn and become relevant? And I noticed Swahili as a language and history of Tanzania, because I wanted to speak to the minds and the hearts of Tanzanians. I received a very good foundation from Cornerstone, a spiritual foundation, but something was important also to learn, history and the language of my people. And then I devoted quite amount of time to try to understand so that I could become an old people while I am young. So through that, then I started to use social media. Social media to me was like a platform to try to test my idea and to think if my idea were relevant. Because no one is going to give you a platform. If you're young, no one can give you a huge platform. But social media, I don't like social media naturally. Every time when I record myself, I kind of forcing myself to do it every single day. If I had a decision like to choose between being calm and remain my comfort somewhere and eat my portion in peace, I would rather do that rather than trying to teach somebody the ways of life. It's difficult. I force myself every single day. But also, every time when I share, it's like I find a meaning of my life. And if I don't share, I ask myself, then what do I have to offer? It's like there is nothing more to offer unless I do this kind of thing that I'm doing. So this is like the engine. And once I started to share, and every single morning I could wake up and start to combine the message of spirituality and Swahili and history, and my message somehow were relevant. And there is a Swahili proverb which says, Mungu akitaka kukupa kuandiki barua, which means when God wants to give you something, he does not write to you a letter. He will just give you. So I saw that as a door, Swahili as a door, that will make me reach to my fellow Tanzanians and my fellow East Africans. So using social media, to me, is a platform and a promotion tool. If you think you have idea and your ideas are wonderful, test your ideas. There's a digital family, it is real. And people are following constantly. But to be honest with you, I am forcing myself every single day. I don't like social media. Having said that, God bless you, good people. And I'm humbled to be in front of you.